Good afternoon. My name is Trina Davis, and I think a skill that's really important as we're talking about integrating technology in a classroom is taking advantage of integrating spreadsheets in our learning with students. And so I found a really simple but effective lesson that integrates Microsoft Excel or any spreadsheet into a lesson, and it's called Tasty Tech with Excel. And so for this lesson, in terms of the description, this lesson plan helps teachers to introduce basic Excel skills to students in elementary or middle school. For this particular activity, students can rank their opinions of menu items from fast food restaurants and add their answers to the spreadsheet, and then create a simple graph of the results. This lesson typically takes about 1 to 2 sessions and is approximately 30 to 45 minutes long. The learning objectives for this lesson are students will be able to input data into spreadsheet cells. Students will also understand basic spreadsheet terminology such as cell, column, or row. The materials that are needed are computer access, the Tasty Tech activity template that I will use in the lesson today, and then certainly having access to Microsoft Excel. And certainly modifications can be made to this simple lesson using other spreadsheet applications as well, like Google Sheets or something like that. In terms of the lesson plans, this particular lesson plan breaks down the basic skills of inputting data and adding graphs so that even users with the most basic skills can quickly gain confidence and competence with Excel. The lesson is best taught as a whole class in a lab, CART, or one-to-one setting. Obviously a one-to-one setting where the students have their own devices, that would work well also. This also could be modified if you had limited numbers of computers in a classroom as well, and then you would just have the students kind of cycle into the set of 4 to 10 computers that you might have in the classroom. So first, you're going to begin by explaining to the students that they will learn how to create colorful graphs by adding data to a computer program called Excel. Have each student watch you as you open the Tasty Tech template, and then demonstrate to the students the steps. And so let's go ahead and go through those steps together. We're going to click on cell A where the word teacher's name is, and I'm going to put my name in. And then I also am going to put all of the names of the students in as well, just for the purpose of demonstration. And boys and girls, what I want you to do is to think of your favorite fast food restaurant, and let's come up with some menu items that we would like to include in our data collection here. So here is our template on screen now. And the first column A is all of the students' names that'll be entered there, and then my name, Miss Davis or Dr. Davis. Also, when we're looking at spreadsheets, we can name a particular cell on the spreadsheet. For example, if I click on my teacher's name spreadsheet, let me highlight that in yellow so you can see it. That particular location of that cell is what we would use to name it. So if it's in column A and it's in row 2, so it would be A2. So if we look at row 1, column B, column C, and column D, let's go ahead and put in some menu items into those columns. And so, boys and girls, what would be a particular, you would ask the students, obviously, boys and girls, what would be a particular menu items you like to put in here? So let's go ahead and put in burgers. Okay, very good. And our fast food item 2 may be chicken fingers. I'm just going to shorten it and call it chicks fingers. And then for cell D2, I'm going to go ahead and put in, let's see, corn dogs. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on a spreadsheet that I have populated with that information. Notice I've put the student's name in the column A. We have our fast food items across row 1 in cells B, C, and D. And then we would have the students then go around and perhaps share out their choices for these particular items. In particular, we'd want to explain to the students that you're going to rate the foods 3, 2, or a 1. And a 3 means that you love it, a 2 means it's okay, and a 1 means it's yucky. Demonstrate by putting the scores in the cells B2, BC2, D2. Okay, so for me, I'm going to say that I really like burgers and chicken tenders, and so I put 3s in those cells. But I'm not too fond of corn dogs. They're kind of yucky to me, so I put a 1 in that cell. And so Viviana, can you give us your score? And you would go around the room and get the preferences for each of the students, and Sarah and Dixon and so forth. And then once you're done, we've got have some data there. So then you would go on and explain to the students that they're going to go ahead and work on the spreadsheets themselves. So we're going to have them open the Tasty Tech template on their own computers now. Be sure to put the file on the students' computers beforehand, or show them how to access it on a school's network. And then, as I just did, calling on each student individually and having students call out their evaluations. And as they're calling out the evaluations, each of the students would be inputting the data on their individual spreadsheets. When the spreadsheets are complete, we're going to have the students save and print their work. And then next, we'd walk the students through 4 easy steps in creating a graph of their work. So the very first thing we would say to them is for them to, for step 1, make sure that they would, the very first thing they would do would be have them click on Insert Chart from the top menu. So I'm going to go ahead and click back on my spreadsheet and move it over so I can see my instructions. So I'm going to have them insert and then go down the insert menu at the top and then go down to chart, and then make sure that I select column. And then I would have to click next. And then under, be sure to have some reminders for the students, like and for some reason I didn't get mine. So let's try it again. So I'm going to go up to Insert Column. Insert Chart, excuse me, over to Column. And then I get my chart there. I'll also want to go in and update things like entering the chart title. I can click on that and then enter the title of Student Name Fast Food Chart. I also want to, under Category, input both the The x-axis, on the x-axis put names, and under the values for the y-axis I would put our evaluations, and then click next. And that's pretty much it. So this is a really simple but effective way to have students have a very basic introduction to Excel. I'm enlarging my graph here on screen, and so then you would have your results for all the students in the class. Certainly their printouts would be good. You could then display these either around around the rooms, or even have them all saved together digitally. You could also come up with some really nice activities for having students then solve some math problems based on the data in the chart or based on the data in the spreadsheet. There's some another activity might even be doing some simple things like summing the choices for the different food types and seeing if which one was more popular, having the students even have some conjectures on which one they think would be more popular, and then do the simple data analysis and summing to figure out which one was in fact true. Also have them looking at the graph and being able to analyze the data as well. These are all very nice extension activities. Another favorite that I have that I like to use in my sixth grade classroom many moons ago when I taught sixth grade math is to even have the students look at the data in the table and the data in the charts and come up with their own word problems, mathematics problems based on the data. And then also, not only would they have to write their own problems, but they would also have to do an answer key to show how to solve those particular problems, and then have them share their problems with peers at their table, and they then solve each other's math problems. Quite a few extension activities can come out of this lesson. Okay, well, thank you.